Hello there everyone and welcome back. It is time for more Blood Bowl action, and so far my goblins have been doing amazingly. We're only 4 wins and 1 loss so far, and I am looking really good for making it to the playoffs if this can keep up. Although it is without a doubt going to get harder and harder just because of the level ups, all the additional blocks and skills that players are going to get. But if I can manage my team properly, as the server is kind of not cooperating for some weird reason, I am going to get more inducements as a bonus, if I can play it out right. Since in all honesty, I really want to get rid of this goblin, just because their armor down, if I were so honest, and sneaky git. I'm probably not going to get a lot of value out of it just because it's increasing my team value that much more. And even though I did decide to go, what is it? Dang it, you're being really slow, game. Alright, Sure Feet. Even though I chose Sure Feet, when really Sidestep might have been more useful all around, it's still bloat on my team that I do not want. Hell, the strength up on my goblin alone is basically, he's 2 goblins worth and then some. Just how easily to represent how bloated or how quickly my team value can ramp up. No, I'm hoping, like I said before, if I can get up to a reasonable 14 goblins, I'm going to start cutting out the fats, start cutting out the level ups, and take advantage of those inducements as said, because it's going to be important. Ripper has been amazing for me. He's been tying up players so much, and just not having to deal with really stupid is a nice convenience. Thankfully, with my Strength 3 Gobbo, the one main benefit, I don't have to rely on Ripper so much to do my blitzing anymore. I have a much more reliable piece, unless I don't want to burn a reroll and I can get a 3-die block with Ripper instead. That might be the exception there, but thankfully, I have a little more reliable players, especially with this Sure Feet. Although, I don't want this bloat still, so we'll see how this plays out in the upcoming matches, and good god. I hope this is not going to be an issue for my actual match, because this might be a sign of things to come, because it's also going to be a weird match. Since my opponent, Bungee Man, I'm not going to be on comms with him since he's having like an ear infection of some kind. I forget what it was called, but it was like inflammation there of some kind. I'm trying to remember what it's called off the top of my head, but either way, I won't be in the Discord channel to talk to him, so this is going to be a weird match since I'm going to be talking to myself for a whole hour and a half roughly. I'm sure you can look forward to that. It's not like you've been through this before. Either way, they do have a couple of level ups. This guard piece is scary because that could enable him to get some really good blocks against my trolls. And never mind the possibility of a fanatic if he randomly goes in a terrible direction. But these werewolves, while incredibly scary with their claw, their frenzy could be their ultimate downside. It could be. Since after all, if they fail to knock down a troll at the least, if they're gonna risk blitzing a troll, then it's almost a guaranteed red die block on them for the follow-up, and that's where I can really hurt these werewolves. I almost want to argue I don't really have to worry about them at all, unless I'm bad on my positioning. These guys are probably going to be relegated to strictly carrying the ball if I were to be serious, since it's way too risky to go after my high armored players, since their strength 5 can very easily cause all sorts of trouble, especially when that first block only pushes or fails to begin with. Either way, I do have about just under 200,000 inducements. That was another reason why I was thinking of getting rid of my sneaky git, but it still would have put me in an awkward amount of inducements that I couldn't really buy anything else, even if I was to get Ripper. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to go for. I'm probably going to get the Bomber Dribble Snot, just so he could be like a little bit of fodder, expendable, maybe an opportunity to store a bomb. But I might get a second Fanatic and definitely all 3 bribes if I can afford them. So either way, let's see if we can continue getting our wins, shall we? Let's not keep everyone's suspense. This is definitely going to be an odd match or odd stream for me, since I'm so used to talking to someone and drowning them out, I suppose. Or at least being too vocal, I guess. Although, we're gonna have more of that regardless, so it's win-win, I guess. There, so I have 190k. It is my stadium, and I'm really tempted to buy Ripper, but I do want to save money for when I get extra players. Because that's ideally the plan, so that way my secret weapons are still useful and not immediately ejected. Hello there, Black Templar. Until more people jump onto the stream, it's just going to be you and me, I guess, since we have no Bungee Man. And without a doubt, I'm going to take Bomber Dribble Snot. I'm just wondering, 2 bribes, that doesn't really give me much of anything, so if nothing else, he makes good fodder. If he takes an injury over one of my regular goblins, then that at least reduces the risk of me having to put in a secret weapon when I don't want to. Hello, Rompkey. Everybody's coming on now. It's going to be a bit of a different stream than what I'm used to. Oh, I'll let you guess, Rompkey. I'll leave you in suspense what team we're up against. It has no werewolves or anything like that you love so much. Nope. No werewolves. You don't have to fear for those poor puppies. Although, I'm immediately going to be hated, aren't I, if one of those poor things die. Yep, see, Rompkey's already saying it. And yeah, Bungee Man was not able to get on Discord since he's still suffering from what? Inflammation in the ear of some kind? I forget what it was called, dang it. But let's not keep everyone in suspense. I really am tempted to go defense. Since I'm willing to let Bomber Dribblesnot go, I don't need a bribe for him. I'm really tempted to take defense. I don't know if it's a terrible idea or not. Especially since I have a bunch of ball and chains. But, let's see. I think what I had in mind, because I have 2 fanatics, so I think I'm okay with one of them going out. I think he'll be the star player, because 4 movement, even though he may not bash anyone, he at least ties them up pretty well. I want the Strength 3 Goblin to be available for blitzing. The only one piece I'm worried about for this match is this one guard piece right here. He can enable those bashes on my trolls really damn well. And I'm expecting... Well, in all honesty, where do I expect him to go? The Fanatic is not likely to get bashed. Unless he's going to infest a Flesh Golem, which is possible. 4, 5, 6... and then guard piece for 7. I am a little bit second guessing this because how likely are they going to commit? Actually, I'm doing this wrong, aren't I? Let's have them more in the middle, because at least these middle goblins help protect them. And Bomber Dribblesnot, you cover the flank. You're the one most likely to get blitzed, and I'm okay if you do get bashed. If I were to be serious. You're only 10k, you're kind of the perfect fodder. But because you have that bomb potential, I don't want you in the front line. Just in case you might be useful. I think we're good with this. I think 8 movement on the werewolves can be ridiculous if I underestimate them, but I want to believe if my positioning is good, these werewolves are not going to be scary to the trolls, just because of how difficult it might be for them to get 3 assists to get that 2-die block. Never mind how risky Frenzy alone is going to be if they fail that first block. Any rock thrown is not yours. That's a lie. We know you're the rock god there, Rompkey. Don't you lie to me like that. But yeah. Just due to how this lineup set up, the most likely target will be Bomber Dribblesnot for the blitz. And I want to believe these goblins... It's very unlikely because already we're seeing the Flesh Golem being set up to kind of blitz this fungus here. That is looking likely. I do have the chainsaw ready if they overcommit. And I have 3 bribes, so I'm going to at least keep the chainsaw. Don't know if I'll keep fungus or not yet. High kick. So let's see if the ghoul catches it or not. Nope. If only it could have gone a little bit more over here, so that way it would make this kind of dive on the flank a little riskier, or at least a little less potent. Alright, stun. So that's the scary pieces out of the way. Alright. Got the pow there. Thankfully no mighty blow, but... And... let's see. Well, the pupper's going to be vulnerable to a chainsaw real easily if I want to chance that. Because no one else is going to be able to support him. And I don't... Yeah, that's fine. We could tie up the dog really well. It's a question on who do I want to chainsaw, because I can chainsaw both of them essentially. If I even want a chainsaw, a regular block might be a little more reliable. 2 stuns, so those are good rolls for him. Both of them are the block pieces, so... And there's one of your rerolls burnt. There, that's more like it. No, you didn't miss any rocks. It was a high kick. Injury there right off the bat, so... Good results there on the line of scrim for him. 2 stuns and an injury. And of course, just gonna use the zombies to tie up the trolls, so I won't be using them, sadly. Now. I am curious about this ball. This entire dive could be foiled if I can put enough pressure on the ball, but I don't know if I don't think that's a good idea anyway. If only that was a failed pickup, since the reroll was burnt after all. Because in all honesty, I can blitz with my strength 3 gobbo and open up the troll to throw. Or hell, I sadly won't get to blitz because I'll be burning a bull. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, look at this window that's being presented. It's being blocked, if only slightly. Since sadly I don't have dodge, but fungus could be perfect for breaking through that. Could be. Now, what does this tell me? If you're going to do any passing plays, you're the most likely candidate, so chainsaw probably goes after you or the strength 6. Both of these are possibilities. I kind of... Well, I don't... I'm just wondering, well, it's more reliable with the 2-die block with the strength 3. I'm just wondering if I get a push result, how can I best follow up on that? Because without a doubt, I do need to tie up this guy in some form. And let's see, you do have dodge, so you're sort of safe. I would have to dodge with Stram first, which could end my turn right away. So this is what, a 28% chance versus... I want to force a fast touchdown. I do have the bribes, and I have the strength 3. At the very least, if I knock you down, that'll be good. I am without a doubt going to have to push you away from the chainsaw, so you don't get a free block on them. Do I burn the reroll or not? Because that makes the pickup and catch more riskier for them. Because they only have 1 reroll, and I would like to somehow burn that 1 reroll. Somehow. And you do have a reroll there, but the smart choice be to tie up any reinforcements. So I'm wondering who could... Because, yeah, I gotta be mindful there's no one here for the really stupid roll, so keep that in mind there. So I probably want to block to make sure that the werewolf's kind of forced to kind of fend for himself a little bit. At least if he burns the blitz. Alright, dodge is good here. I don't really want to block with the trolls, but I do have the reroll still. And I like the idea of just having my Fanatic here to block the tackle zones. And that just leaves you. The only problem is really stupid really messes this up for me if I'm not careful. So let's see if I go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you are likely gonna hurt me. There's a good chance of it. So I think we chance it. Chance the injury, especially with an armor down. Alright, that burnt the dodge. Bit of an awkward situation for me, because I'm not really happy with it. But the zombie would have to go for it if well, you don't really need the assist, honestly, but the zombie can't really ensure multiple 2-die blocks. At least that's the block flesh golem, who's the most likely one to take out my ball and chain. Although at some point I'm going to have to start putting some real pressure on this ghoul. At some point. Because what's probably going to happen is they just stall and try and beat up my goblins as much as possible. Although I want you to force those rolls. You do have blocks, sadly. I don't think there's any real decision on this. But, let's see. I would love for these to start failing. Because with that one reroll, that means the rest of this half could go incredibly well for me if I do it properly. Double pound though suck, but... Still alive, now you have the chance to pass or even a handoff. The more rolls, the better. Because the chainsaw is still free and you will have to at least attempt a touchdown. Otherwise the chainsaw is going to get the werewolf next, I think. You do have accurate, but no reroll, or no. So accurate played out there. Burn that final reroll, please. Now you better take that touchdown. That could potentially be really good. Both rerolls are burnt. It sadly does burn some of my bribes, but it's really the chainsaw I want to keep. Let's see. Gone. Well, yeah, I'm going to keep you. Do I keep the fungus? Because I don't think I'll need the chainsaw for the second half. I have a second Fanatic already, so we'll let him be off. Bomber Dribble Snot, I don't care. I am fine with that. Would have liked to have both my fanatics, but I want to hang on to one of those so I have a fanatic for the second half. Hopefully. Nothing's dead yet there, Grim. Sorry. And besides, that's supposed to be what Black Templar's asking. Again, this can go amazingly since there's no rerolls now. I just am going to have to chance or take a few risks to make him at least put myself in a position where if he wants to get his way, he's going to have to do go forts or potentially risky blocks. That's going to be the trick. Risky plays or risky positioning, that's not really all that risky if I can do it right. But this is potential for it to be really good for me. Potentially. And they only have one reserve player, which is the Ghoul at the moment. And you are the most important piece. I need to watch you, and if I can get a reasonable block on you or blitz, then that's ideal. And I gotta keep in mind, Fanatic could go badly here, so how do I best want to position him? Because I don't want a chance, well, if I go here, then I go here, and then I go up or down. I'm just trying to figure out if the Fanatic, how the Fanatic moves, which would screw me up the most. Because if he goes up, here and here is fine. Going straight through the middle is okay. And then my third move, I would try and put him closer to the trolls. So he's going to be somewhere around here, ideally. And because there's an assist though, it'll be a 2-die block on any of these side pieces. Only thing I don't like about this formation, I want to guarantee the 3 dies. And I might as well have you grab the ball. For now, maybe? Although you're really good as a blitzer piece at the same time, so... And I think I'll just use you, Strek, to maybe get issued a 3-die block. At least help get the 3-die block, but... let's protect our chainsaw with that said. Alright, so assuming the Fanatic survives this, I'm going to try and keep him for the second half. And if they blitz, then they still have to dodge through here, so I'm relatively safe from a blitz. Relatively. Alright, perfect defense, alright. I can still bash them. Fanatic isn't going to do nearly as much, sadly. This will be amusing. He has no hands, but he's going to try and catch the ball anyway. So much for my guaranteed block with the Fanatic. But so long as he can position himself where, kind of like an area denial, where unless he wants to chance a lot of players going after this piece, he's not going past the Fanatic if I position him properly. I kind of would like the touchback though. Gives me a little momentum, but I'm going to have a hard time breaking through. That just looks funny. The fact that he's just nearly fell over from that hit. So I can get 3-die blocks, but that's a lot of goblins I have to move in the position too, which I don't like. So let's see if you hit anything. And one more time down like planned. And nowhere near the ball in case I fail to pick it up. So, no one's going to try and cross you for a bit, but I need to make sure I have trolls or goblins to deny assists. Which is a bit of the predicament. I'd rather just blitz with my goblin to free up the troll just for that purpose, and then 3-die with the troll over here. I think I like that better, because it's less risk of really stupid screw me over, maybe. Never mind loner. And you can just block the path when the troll moves up. Sure you can! It was quite the wallop, wasn't it? And without a doubt, you're my main blitzer. I just gotta be smart with how I position myself. Because you might just blitz me, as even though 1-die is not all that good. I was saying I do want to chance things, but you're my most valuable player. I don't want to be next to this zombie if I can help it. Now, do we really stoop it? Nope. That denies the assist on this side. I could try for a 3-die block over here. We could have a goblin dance party, because I've been missing out on that. No, I don't want to move there. That's always risky by doing this gamble. Now I want the 3-die block. And that still helps protect the Fanatic some. And then I have you to pick up the ball. Chainsaw. I'm not keeping you for the second half, but it's a goddamn zombie. Why would I want to foul with you? Especially since I have no reserves, so... So you go there. No, that's not what I want. I want to switch gobos. Just keep tackle zones even after a blitz. And... Come on, 3-die. Well, really stupid is really stupid. Because that can cause problems. Because, Because now there's a possible opportunity to just move over here. And let's see. Tackle zones are still relatively covered. I might again have to risk my chainsaw piece though, to fill the gap. Because it's really easy for you to just push and have a nice window here. So if I go here, 1, 2, 3 tackle zones, so 4, 5, 6, 7 with a... It's possible for them to take out the Fanatic. It's possible for him to take out the Fanatic, do that. So they're just going to tie up gobos to try and force the dodges. Fanatic can still be a bit of a wild card. And who would you likely, well, I want to say the likely blitz would be over here, but let's see. So both down. So now you have to double go for it if you want to reach the ball carrier. And this allows for a 2-die block here. And things could snowball in my favor if he ever gets one bad dice roll. So I need to somehow chance those rolls. And I have a chainsaw, a Fanatic to kind of sprint through. Because this is a pretty thin line here. This zombie is just going to be annoying. So I could easily blitz and just run right by, but the downside is that kind of forces me to touch down quickly. So I like the idea more. I can't really... Yeah, I don't have a very efficient move, though, for my Strength 3 piece. Unless I'm okay, because I would like to push you away from the troll. Because so far the troll's not actually being blocked by anyone else, so I still get the assist there, so let's try the Fanatic. See if I get lucky and clear a pathway. Yeah, one more chance. So you're sadly out in the open. Which the troll can help a little bit there. Can. I don't want a chance to chainsaw in any way. And I will without doubt be chancing a couple dodges here. Because yeah, I can get a 1-die block on you to push you out, but that probably doesn't do me any favors. I'm just upset about this position of this chainsaw right now. And even if I blitz you, that does me no good. Alright, so let's just free the troll. Attempt to. We push you out of the way. I am going to be boxed in quite well, so I need to use my remaining goblins, although pushes don't really help all that much, sadly. It just constricts me that much more. And I do need the assist on this troll. Yeah, this is not a good position at the moment just because you're still standing. And if you succeed to push... I don't like this position I put myself in. Alas. Because you never know when the dodges are going to fail, but at least the block's a little more likely to succeed just because of the reroll potential. So we'll have you up. I am going to have to chance some dodges. They're good odds to dodging, but still dodges. A bit of a weird position because of that zombie. And there is an opportunity to just blitz my ball carrier right now. And the Fanatic can be focused down. Unfortunately, due to his placement. So dodge there. He survives. That ties up the guard piece, which is useful. He does get a 1-die block here. He has a really easy time to just 2-die block this troll, but I don't think it actually helps him any. And the more players he has behind me, the better. Since I could fairly realistically just squeak by, sneak by at any time. The Fanatic just needs one good hit, and then I have a huge window open for me. I just gotta bide my time with the precarious position I have and wait for it. Alright. So sadly these goblins are all tied up, but they're tying up some valuable pieces in the whites. So isn't terrible, especially if he's going to help push me free a little bit, needing only a single dodge. Because now I only need single dodges as opposed to 2 dodges. It's still a big question. You didn't burn your blitz yet, and the flesh golem can very easily get a 2-die block here, but it would require every single player, which is not a good idea. Because again, I talked about how I can get a huge window, especially if he does go after the Fanatic. How do I want to move with the Fanatic is the question, because I'm really tempted to just go to the right here first. Because I still want him to be area denial, and if you can get at least 1 block, that helps a ton. But this is not a terrible position for me. Again, I just need 1 good block, 1 good blitz just gives me an opening and I can get a cage, and half his team, 2 of which are his wights and a werewolf, are way behind me. So I can get a cage in his backline a little bit. It's just you we need to be mindful of. So do I get a bash? There's 3 chances of it. So you think one of these would hit, right? It almost ended in disaster with that said too. And I want to put you down there because more opening up here. And hell, just... where do I want to put the Fanatic though? Because he hasn't chanced blocking or going after the Fanatic yet. This gives me a nice window. Sadly, I can't reach the werewolf. Unless I want to throw someone, which is a bad idea. And I can blitz you. I just don't have a lot of players. Especially if I want to get a cage set up. So first up, where can everyone go? Because Troll goes here, blocks the Flesh Golem. I just don't want to make sure my high movement pieces gets moving. And I gotta be mindful. I really should use the Fanatic as part of my cage, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I use this troll to attempt to block the Flesh Golem. If he cooperates, that is. And what about you? Where can you go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would need to go for it. I do have rerolls. Because I don't really want to chance the chainsaw yet. He's an easy... he's the weak link to my cage when I set it up. He is very easily my weak link. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a go for it. That is a risk I want to chance for when it maybe fails. I don't really want to put the chains up like this. I would like to bash you. But so far there's only like 4 pieces that can actually contest this cage. And you do provide tackle zones. I do have a reroll. And it's better odds than trying to dodge out at the moment, so let's see how it works out. Where would be better to put you? Because we gotta keep in mind Frenzy. But this doesn't help a whole lot. Yeah, let's put you here, because the werewolf, if you go after the chainsaw, is forced to do a 1-die block instead. Now, let's get the hell away from here. One of these dodges are likely to fail, but let's try and dodge out a bit. And let's not forget about you. And you just provide a tackle zone. Sure, I could have bashed, but with really stupid and loner, that could have easily been a mess right there, if he fails in any way. Since right now I can just drag out the clock. And I'm kind of okay with that. And that does protect my chainsaw slightly. Although, again, I might save my bribe for the fanatic. Since he's been moving awkwardly, he put me in awkward positions, but it seems like he's afraid of them. The flesh golems with enough assist are really good at dealing with him. Yeah, I kind of expect this. Does he live is the big question. He's stunned. I do have a strength 3 piece to blitz him with. I just need the assist now. And sadly, that does mean I'm not going to be able to get an effective cage. Not safely. Ah yes, the Doom Diver alone will be a lot of fun. The Hooligan with Dirty Player built in is going to be amazing because imagine... I don't know what the price is for the Hooligan, but still, just having Dirty Player right off the bat's really nice. Oh, you're scared. You're a little bit scared, aren't you? And if that dodge fails, yes. Then we're looking at only 2 players that can contest me right now. So if I can manage them, that's great. Only problem is my Fanatic is... I would love to go first with my Fanatic, but this is a little risky, and then pushing a Goblin doesn't help me because I'm pushing towards a Flesh Golem. And you have Stand Firm. Let's keep that in mind. Because 2 assists are good on you. Everyone's tied up here. Without a doubt, I chance a blitz here, but I need 1 more assist first. And that's kind of what the troll's for, honestly. What's probably going to happen, because this is a bad angle for me, is Stand Firm is going to ruin this, and even if I do push you back, yeah, I need to knock you down to at least not dodge. Thank you. And you're worth fouling. Sadly, I don't have enough movement to really position myself for that 2-die block. Which is a little unfortunate. Because you're the perfect gobbo for that, unless my... Where do I put you in that case? Because there's going to be no one in the middle here afterwards, but the Fanatic's about to go too. And the odds are really good with a 3-die block that I could just push him. And I'm going to hit my own chainsaw too, let's keep this in mind. There's a good chance of it. Alright, first move's good. I'm realistically not going to hit the werewolf, especially if I have the chance to go for it. This might hurt my chainsaw. And the chainsaw effect was still a thing there. And 3-die, I still push you pretty well. So that, if nothing else, that means I don't have to dodge, but I really do want to block with you still. I'm going to be perfectly honest, I still want to block. And I do have a reroll still, so really good odds this gets them the knockdown. Do I... He has no rerolls, a dodge into a potential frenzy could suck for him. Especially since I can tie him up even further if I succeed just 1 dodge here. I can have him surrounded by gobbos if I succeed just the 1 dodge. That's all I really needed, considering how this is looking. And I could get a 3-die block here on the zombie, which is worth chancing. Because flesh golems aren't going to get anywhere. Dodges are due to fail, though. Let's keep that in mind. So there's this 3-die block. 1 in 27, 1 in 9, so I do the block first. I could have positioned you better though. I'm almost done my turn. I might need to reroll for later, but let's chance it. Because I want to say I won't need the rerolls for 3 turns back to back. Famous last words, though. Okay, the dodges are cooperating, but I think that was only like 6 or 7 dodges total. I can't remember if I did more or not in the first 2 turns. Or how many more I did, rather. But I like this position now. It's just always risky without a doubt. One failed dodge could screw this over a bit, since I'm not really elves. I can't really dodge with that kind of same finesse, but good God, can I dodge through tackle zones really well if the excuse me there, if the risks warrant it. Well, it probably will. But so far, I'm not seeing anyone who would want to bash him unless this white's gonna do it. Because it seems like Bungie just wants to put pressure on me to force me to touch down and hopefully get rid of my secret weapons faster. Since I still have one more bribe, I'm still undecided if I want it on, and sadly I have no assists here anywhere nearby. And you're the block piece. I was excited for a brief moment. So Fanatic can help push there. Double go for it. No rerolls, so I'm waiting for it. I would have preferred the werewolf or something more dramatic, more important to have failed, but that's part of the strategy, trying to force those rolls, since he had to burn both of them in the first 2 turns. And the only problem is I want to try and wait till the last turn, because I don't have any reserves to kind of like hide my Fanatic or anyone. And the Fanatic, I have really good odds to just push them around, although that doesn't really help my movement 7 piece here, sadly. And this troll is just tying up players at the moment. I should move with you first. And I do want to dodge with these guys, but if I do succeed to get rid of this werewolf, over here is the safest. So I need him to be like a blocker. So first move didn't really help. Good thing for reroll, but not the best odds, sadly, because all I need was a push or stumble, which 50-50 chance for each individual die. And that's fine, that gives me a 2-die block. That forces you to dodge. Oh, I still have to do one more move, which I did burn the reroll. I kind of did not think this through the best, did I? Still good odds, it's like a 12% chance that I fail this next block, if it hits the goblin, that is. So sadly I don't get my 2-die block, but I don't have to do any rolls to either. And I can use you to blitz then. What are the risks though? You have to double go for it, never mind the dodge. You can dodge and blitz easily enough and then block. You have enough movement for that, right? Barely. Not really, but barely. And I would like a 3-die block there. It'll chance a dodge. Okay, I was waiting for that dodge to eventually fail. Sadly, it had to be the strength 3 piece. But everything else is still tied up, but I'm going to take a bit of a beating as a consequence of that. And the werewolf could still reach me. It's again a dodge and all that fancy stuff though still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It would even be a go for it. Devil go for it if they don't knock me down right away. And you have block, lucky bugger. If it was the other flesh golem, that would have been nice. That's a go for it into a potential devil go for it. Ah, that's a shame. The strategy to try and force them to burn those rolls is definitely did not pay off there. I still have the rerolls. The Fanatic can't really do much here, but now I'm going to have to do something desperate. I could still throw a gobbo. That is a good alternative to help get a block of some kind here. It just wouldn't have the best odds of succeeding because of this dang zombie. But it is an idea. I gotta be careful, he might fall off the ledge. And since these goblins haven't got up, I want to go with the same logic like with the ball and chain. If I hit a knockdown player, it doesn't end my turn. I'm hoping. Last reroll, I don't need it, but I would prefer to not gain armor broken though. Because that could have been useful. You would have had enough movement to give an assist. 1, 2, 3. Gotta be careful if he could very well fall off the ledge. Do I chance to go for it? Because it's a single go for it versus a dodge and double go for it if I even want a 1-die block to push you out of the way. And sadly that's a go for it for all that. Chainsaw is up. You're a perfect opportunity to foul, but we would have to save that for later because I'm not going to burn a bribe on you. And I do want to tie... Oh, there's a zombie there too. So trying to tie him up is not going to help. Because they have enough movement. That's a shame. This dodge could fail. If it was just a one piece, I would be fine with standing here. Okay, at least that didn't punish me too much. So let's just push him in. Hopefully we get a knockdown. And I maybe should have followed up, but let's try and get everyone positioned a bit, because you can't do anything on your final turn, so I'm leaving you down. Chainsaw I might as well foul with, and you could be strength 3 piece could be a wild card if I can position properly, but let's at least try to saw first. I'm gonna need that for the possible pickup. Which surprisingly didn't break armor. Now, how much movement do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would likely need to do a double go for it. Let me chance at least one. I'm leaving you down. That was the plan, because you're not really going to do much. And actually, let's get you over there in case... I probably should have dodged with you realistically. Because you're probably more important. And zombie, might as well bash you. Hell, I'll chance them both down. It was more likely to break the zombie in that case, since I don't need the chainsaw, so if this baits a blitz, that's good for me. Alright, so there's the blitz there. Only movement 4 pieces, but they're able to tie up both these gobos. Which you thankfully survive. And are you going to chance to go for it? You better. I don't think you chance it. That was the snowball opportunity I was waiting for all this time. Now we have a 2-die block on the werewolf. A very respectable chance to injure it or knock it out and get the ball as a bonus. As much as I would love for my strength 3 piece to get the touchdown, we have better candidates for that. And I'm not even going to chance a fanatic in case he falls off the field. Even though I'm really tempted to try for an injury. Knockout, so that could be pivotal for the second half. Come on, reroll. Perfect. A little rough, a little risky, but if I honestly want to keep my fanatic, I need to take that risk, waiting till turn 8. And I think my team is relatively well intact too, but I'm going to miss a player, aren't I? Ah, both of them are out. That's a shame. Boo! So you're the chainsaw. I don't want it on you. Nope, failed to bribe there. So that's 2 failed bribes, sadly. And now we have a very thin roster because of those 2 knockouts. Ah, well, it was a sound plan at the time. And we're still not out of the woods yet. I just don't have the fanatic to serve as like that perfect area denial that he's so afraid of. Now, what do I realistically want these trolls to do? Because the zombies without it are going to try and tie him up. But if I can... Again, it would be really nice if I can get these rerolls burnt, but to be fair, he tried that really risky early passing play to get those 2 rerolls burnt. I don't think I'm going to have the same luck here. Not while I have the ball. And even then, there was a lot of go-for-its and dodges he did where he didn't even need a reroll, so... It still could have gone a lot better for me for those remaining 6 turns. But it paid off in the end with that failed go-for-it. Now the only problem, how do I best use my trolls? Because, sure, bashing is going to be really nice if I'm lucky enough to get a knockout, but I can't really rely on a knockout, dang it. I would rather just... And I do have my strength 3 piece, so a blitz on the werewolf with him is still the ideal route to go. I'm just trying to think on how this would play out for me. Because really stupid's likely going to kick in. I can't get my 3-die block to avoid having to burn a reroll with Loner. And I need 3 players on the scrim. And very easily, especially with a blitz, you could just run right by me, so I need to spread out the trolls a bit anyway. And what's worse, I have no one in the back line if I want to safely cover my flanks either. Never mind the fact I have to move a goblin now, otherwise these really stupid rolls are going to hurt me. So I'm going to have to gamble a little bit that the blitz isn't going to happen here. Since I don't really have much choice. And if I can, just drag out the clock and look for a window to maybe throw a goblin, if I can't push up effectively. Some knockouts without doubt will help, but I can't rely on that. That's a bit of the problem. I do get the ball though, so that helps a little bit with my being able to form a cage or position myself. So I can blitz you, but I get no extra movement, so that's the only downside of his positioning. Can't get a 3-die block of any kind. Again, that's a terrible idea in general, because then I'll have no one to protect my flanks. So I probably do the same kind of mindset as I did with Sanix a little bit. I do want to try and bash this werewolf. It's just a shame this blocker had to recover. That could have made my life a lot easier just because of how fast they can go. I will have the chance to go for it of some kind if I want to at least block this path a bit. I like that POW. No opportunity to really follow up on it. Sure, you can. A little bit of breathing room. And I worry about a really stupid, because then there's a bit of a window here, but no werewolf to at least breach. Not all that well, at least. And I'm fine with keeping you there, because unless the werewolf succeeds on the blitz to knock you down, you're relatively safe. For the moment. Do I follow up with the trolls or not? Because if I can get 2 pushes, then the goblin gets a 2-die block. But that's kind of what I was afraid of. Now, do we get it again? So sadly, that does not help much, so I think I do follow up. And these zombies are going to continue to tie up my trolls is the problem, so I don't realistically expect to get a Goblin's Throw as a last resort. Not a safe one, at least. Where do I expect him to go? The werewolf here will probably dive, because that's what he's been doing. He's almost always had a werewolf in my back line in case he gets the ball. Never mind that 2-turn blitz that he did to try and get a quick touchdown. That almost could have failed. It feels like it could have really easily failed, and this would be a completely different game. So yeah, I'm safer over here, no werewolf. The white, the ghoul actually could be a problem. And I want to tie up tackle zones. Because without a doubt, you're just going to tie up my goblins and force me to dodge. At the very least, this troll just blocks this one spot, so he still has the chance dodges of some kind. And I do have Stunty to really have a really good chance to get to a handful of tackle zones. But again, just like with the Goblin Sword, that's kind of a last resort. Because the dodge itself, the reroll, with 2 tackle zones, I have a really good chance of just running right by him with a single goblin. I need to be able to protect it or keep him from being able to pursue is the problem. Okay, here comes the 2-die block. It ties up a lot of players, which I'm kind of okay with. It helps even the numbers a bit. Although I do need a goblin there to at least have a realistic chance for him to get up. Alright, so I kind of saw this coming. Double push. Can we get away with it again? Yep, so that forces a dodge if you want to keep moving up. Never mind, you miss out on your direct path. Okay, I can live with this. If you're going to choose the reroll. That is a really tempting foul target. I just don't have the numbers for it. Never mind, I don't have a bribe anymore. And the thing with, I don't want to touch down quickly because that's just more than likely going to compound on this. Sure, I'm in the lead 2-1, but Bungie can very easily just touch down really quickly like it did before, and I still have a terrible numbers advantage. And never mind, I'm likely going to have less goblins when it's a 2-2 tie for the remaining like 4 or so turns. Even if I succeed. Now I can only get up with 1 troll using this goblin. And since these all moved, how do I best use this troll? Because again, there's a window to just run and blitz this white. This goblin, I would have to tie up a lot of their players for that to work though. And you do not have block. Can I get away with a half cage here? And we'll have to chance if you get up or not. Because that, even if this dodge fails, you're still in a tackle zone, sort of. Although it's still a 2-die block with the ghoul. The werewolf is tied up for the moment. It's not a very good half cage because I wouldn't be behind them is the problem. Unless I hand off. I do get a knockdown, so that's decent. And that blocks up the path pretty well, but where do you... It's a double go for it. I think I just have my strength 3-piece tie these 2 up. If I do this, it does mean I'm going to have to touch down quickly though. And the handoff could likely fail. And that is a 2-die block. I better do this move quickly, but is it going to be a handoff or not? I want to get behind them, because these 2 are his most mobile players. The ghoul's tied up for the moment. Not after that. Not after that failed go for it. Especially with snake eyes, damn. Well, half my plan was a success. The first half of it was abysmal. So without a doubt, this is going to be a blitz here. At least this is not the block werewolf, so... And you just got up with the white, so he's not going to blitz. That's the only thing I got going for me there. I don't think it was supposed to happen here, but it's what we got. Again, I could still do miracles with these stunty gits, but... Of course, that's more of a last resort. I can run through these tackle zones still incredibly well. But with the numbers, it's going to be really... I'm going to be in a very precarious position regardless. At least these trolls are tying up a lot of players. I would have liked a window to wake you up, though. I was really thinking of doing a block, but if I just chanced to wake up, at least I wouldn't have ended the turn if it gone bad. Okay, I saw this coming. This will push me right into the flesh golem. And you don't have block, but you might take it anyway. Alright, so if I can get an assist, my strength 6 gobbo can run away with it. Which I actually can do. No, they're both stunned, never mind. I was excited for half a second. Sadly, the pathways are a little bit blocked. I don't want to chance anything risky unless it's this play over here. I just want to tie up these zombies, ideally. So he doesn't get as easy 2-die blocks with his flesh golem and ghoul. It is a 50-50, but at least it doesn't end the turn. And I will have to do 2 dodges here, since sadly both these gits are knocked out. I could chance a 1-die block and just hope for a push. I'm just trying to do the math in my head. 1 and 9. Never mind the pickup, which I would like to reroll for. Yeah, I would have had, like... This would have been nicely fortified. It would have tied up a lot of their valuable players. Maybe not the ghoul, though. Which is a bit of a problem, but... Again, miracles can happen here. The werewolf is not stunned. Only problem here. Alright, I still have dodge. So we'll knock you down. Hopefully out. Yep. That gives me a window to pick up the ball. The ghoul could reach me still. But it's a 1-die block. Yeah, it's definitely 1, 2, 4, 5. Everything else that I'm going to do aside for a troll might burn my reroll. So let's at least force him to go for it. This is not the situation I want to be put in, because again, it's so easy for him to get a 2-turn, to tie it up 2-2, even if I do get the touchdown. But at least now, it's a go for it. Anything else I need to move? Not really. If I can tie up the ghoul, that would be amazing, but not really going to be helpful. Since I'm just walking into another 2-die block possibility for him. That doesn't help too much. I wasn't really tying up the ghoul anyway. So that made no real difference there. Ooh, the werewolf can reach too. But no block, so it's no different than the ghoul. And the white's currently tied up with the goblin there. Oh, you could have blitzed anyway, so I was thinking it would have forced the GFI for you. I forgot you were movement 7 and not 6. So he's just setting up to wait for when the potential dice fails. Since I'm going to have absolutely no support, but that is still a double go for it. That will likely has a good chance of burning the reroll there. So and it's a strength. Oh yeah, strength 3 Gobbo too. So he needed that assist. So I'm wondering if a Goblin throw might be something worth considering. Let's see, what do we get? There's the reroll. So that's good. Good for at least staying standing. Alright. I was just expecting hopefully a push. But this opens up a potential window, but I can't really support him. Unless I'm lucky enough to get a Goblin's throw in. It's risk-free outside of losing another Goblin, though, but it at least gives me a 2-die block if it works. Nope, failed to throw. That's fine. That is fine. It was worth chancing, at least. And sadly, I cannot just keep stalling it. I'm going to have to try for a touchdown now. And it's the same odds no matter what if... actually, I'm going to have to try and tie up these guys. At least try to tie them up. In case I fail to dodge. And let's just activate you. Nope. I'm just thinking, I probably will just blitz because it's the exact same odds, but it does burn my reroll if it goes bad. I'm probably going to need that for later. I would have liked to possibly knock out another player, though. So, what we're probably going to have again is the same, especially with my Goblins refusing to get up, the same attempt at a 2-turn touchdown. Unless I could somehow pressure him, which Goblin throws do allow for that. So what's likely going to happen is all my players are going to get pinned due to this number deficit. And then outside of maybe some bad rolls for the pickup. I'm just wondering if I want to spread out these Goblins more. Because my Strength 3 could do a lot. A Goblin's throw can be insurmountable if with a little bit of luck. But I don't have the numbers, which is why I'm hoping to get enough wins to maybe get my 14-player roster. I would need 2 more Goblins. And then the star players will max it out at 16. Especially if I can get Ripper, who will not be ejected at the end of a drive. That would help a ton. That would help a ton even. Sadly, it's not possible for me to get kick, but kicking in the back would be really nice, especially if it burns the last reroll. Because then there is real possibility of a goblin throw with this opening. Alright, where's it scatter? Ooh, that scared me for a moment, but it was a nice deep kick. I won't complain about that. Now, without a doubt, these guys are just going to surround me. Never mind overwhelm me, since the ghoul does have accurate, but without pass, and the fact he doesn't have sure hands either, he's very likely to burn that reroll in some form. At least in the ball handling, but if he could burn it on like a block or a blitz, that would be nice. That would be the dream, at least. And thankfully, no 3-die block for you, because you decide to bash with the white, and not the flesh golem. Haha! And it cost you immensely. The greed compels you. I think that was maybe a greedy play. I don't know the mindset, if I were to be honest. But at least it's better than 2 stuns and an injury on the first turn. I'll take that any day. Let's see. Are you going to put any more people on this troll? That's the honest question right now. Because there's there's a window here to get on this ball carrier if the pickup fails, but we'll see what you do. I will take that. Does it burn the reroll though? This is an opportunity. It's not a good opportunity, I won't lie. But if it puts pressure on the ball, that could make a world of difference for me. Because now I have an opportunity to sort of goblin. Alright. He did keep the reroll though, but I am going to chance the goblin throw. Where do I put my strength 3 piece though? Because it will demand a pass of some kind. And I want to have I want to have my strength 3 piece ready, but they're already in scoring range, so outside of making it hard for him to pick up, that doesn't do me a lot. Interception is the only thing I can really hope for. And this werewolf over here is just much more riskier a pass. So, moment of truth. Goblin's throw number 3, I believe. It's worth the reroll. I'm not gonna lie. Because this is too good an opportunity to squander. I want to pick up the ball, but that would immediately end my turn if it fails. He's also a dodgy player. How much movement would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I really want to pick up that ball, but this was a risky play anyway, let's be honest. I was hoping to maybe get these goblins to dodge through the tackle zone, because that's also an amazing window, because it's only like 2 dodges. Just without a reroll, sadly. If only it scattered upward, away from the ghoul, that would have helped a ton. Because what I would have liked, attempted the dodges, So that way he can't get any reinforcements, and maybe I could chance getting a 1-die block on the ghoul to maybe push him out of the way. Or just try some sneaky bullshit to maybe pick up the ball even in a tackle zone. I really want to try to dodge this first before the pickup. It was too good of an opportunity to pass up though, because I was expecting him to get knocked down maybe. Especially since I burnt the reroll on a loner after all. How far can you go? You can't really reach the ghoul assuming he gets the ball. And he does have dodge, so he's not going to need to reroll for that. So, no support, but it's still a 2-die block, sadly. But I'm really curious to see, are you going to blitz with the ghoul and not be able to pass, or are you going to try for the gamble pass? Got the pickup. Ooh, failed to dodge. So now he's going to chance to block, but I have intercept at least. There's a small chance this works. Oh, it's deviating! I saw it. Well, let's not get too excited just yet. We are not out of it. I could Goblins throw. I could dodge and blitz you. Now, how to best take advantage of this? Because if I blitz you... I'm not going to blitz with the troll, that's too risky because the strength 3 is better. That was kind of what I was expecting to happen, though. And if this dodge fails, that's going to really suck. I think I might just keep you down, but... How to best handle this? I can get a 2-die block on the ghoul. I can at least do that. I have a reroll for a block. It's the dodge I'm worried for. But at least I don't have to worry about it now. You sadly live. The only problem is if I go over here, that's asking for a werewolf chain push. Never mind, let's go for it. So we're going to do something really stupid and hope we can eliminate one equation from this. Although really, tying up the werewolf is really important too. Because he's the one piece who can touch down assuming a successful pass. I still have dodge. So there's a possible intercept opportunity and it forces the dodge. Because although probably should have gone in front, but I think he needs to go for it if I were in front of him. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Double go for it in the most extreme case and he still has 3 turns, let's be honest. So now for the stupid play. I really wish I knew the likeliness of it being accurate. Because I want to hit the werewolf, but it's far more likely to scatter than actually hit him. But if he gets on a tackle zone, that's good. Really stupid. Never mind. We are definitely not out of the woods yet, folks. Especially with my limited player count. Since I wasn't able to screen, I would have liked to have gone up here, but maybe it was too risky to try and bash the ghoul. Because now he can get a 3-die block. Or no, not a 3-die block, but it would have been a 3-die block if one of my regular goblins had it, though. I just couldn't chance going over here because of the frenzy push. Push, so... yeah. Now, free me! You have a reroll, are you going to chance it? Wow. 6 pushes, I will take that. And he burnt the reroll. I do wonder if it was a it probably I do argue if there was a mistake to use that reroll, because he still has 3 turns for crying out loud, and he's already in scoring range. I think he's tunnel visioning a tiny bit, although this is not a good predicament for me. If there was a way I could do an inaccurate pass, that'd be great. Because again, I can still dodge out of this pretty well since there's no tackle. It is still a bad position no matter what, though. Alright. I will happily take all these pushes. He's now technically no longer in scoring range, is he? Double go for it, but with no reroll, that could be good. I am going to have to risk sacrificing a lot of my players, though. Because I need to tie up this werewolf. He's the one who can score if he positions for it next turn. And there's no way I can chain push you in any form, is there? I do want to keep you down. Because I want to try and build up my roster. Getting them to stand up just to block these players is not going to help me, though. In fact, I probably would just dodge with you with that said. And I'll try and throw a punch with you later. If this works out, but... if I get out with the dog... I want a goblin near the ball, just to make it a little more difficult. If he's so lucky as to catch the ball, that would be nice. But he's not really blocking the path, but then again, with a werewolf, I think he can hit me no matter where he goes. This is the most important play. It's 3 dice no matter what, and I don't have block. But again, stunty, we can do miracles. The odds are still good for me if I'm willing to burn my reroll. It's just a situation you don't want to be put in. Okay. Almost. He's knocked out. That just means he's safe. But what about the ball? I am damn chancing that. Make this harder. Ah. The good news, it's the most possible movement for the ghoul to pick it up and pass. Although, he has a very easy window to just position for a touchdown now with basically anyone he wishes. But with no rerolls, it could fail. I'm not gonna gamble on that. We're gonna try and make this as difficult as possible. We're not gonna hope he fails, we're going to just make it as difficult as possible for him to fail, though. If I can get away with it. Nice, there's the POW there. Armor 6, so potential injury. And he lives. So now the big question, will he actually... Well, I don't think there's any real risk for him to try to pass now. If he gets the ball. Because next turn I am without a doubt putting a goblin on this guy. If the dodge will let me. Yep, finally someone uses my little emblem. Or my little emote. Even though I haven't really hyped it up, to be fair. I haven't told anyone because I believe my Battlefleet Gothic viewers would be upset that the first emote on my stream is a banner for my Goblin team. That all but confirms a win for me. All but confirms. As much as I want to try and get you to level up, well, I'm saving you for last regardless. Zombie can't do anything. I need to tie you up. I want to set up for a possible interception. Because it worked well the first time, right? Oh, don't worry. I tried to make it as cheap as possible with the channel points. Sadly, I could not make it free. That was the intention when I made the banner, but sadly it was limited to, what, 300 channel points to unlock it? And I do want to bash with the troll. If I can get 3 goblins on you, that would be perfection. I couldn't ask for much better. Sadly, I probably should have realistically put you in front. Now, I gotta be careful, these werewolves are gonna bash my poor troll. And the last thing I need is an injury, I guess, on a troll. I think this is worth trying just to minimize an injury. Nope, never mind. He can go to hell for all I care. I'm thinking, let's see. No, he could still get a 2-die block no matter what. And if he just, well, if he blitzes and then runs down, then that just makes the pass even harder. So that's not really a bad thing for me. Actually, let's see. Do you make the dodge in general? Do I want you to go down here or not? What do I hope to gain putting you down here? I like to think that it makes it harder for these 3 to provide assists, but the troll's being stupid, so let's not kid ourselves. If I can get here, that's what I want. That would probably be the best I could ask for. But that's gambling quite a bit, though. I would argue this is maybe unnecessary. You have no SPP, so you dying doesn't really bother me. But it probably was better if you just were there to add additional assists, even if a single player could just negate it. Yeah, I was trying to make it a highlight moment, what can I say? What can I say? Makes it a little tricky with only myself, though, I guess, to make it truly worthy. Oh yeah, you're going to try and chain push. That's something I hadn't really considered either, to be fair. At least he has a respectable chance to... It's still, if the goblin survives, it's still an interception chance of some kind, though. I want to believe. And that has blocks, so never mind. But, okay, you're trying for a chain push, because that was the original plan. Now you get your block. Probably was not worth it. If I had the 2 goblins on the side, that would have been great. Now, he could make it still, but it's a lot of risky rolls. So go for it. And 2 1 in 3 chances, so we're easily looking at a 40-ish%, roughly, with the go for it. And nope, it failed, in some form. The pickup failed. I definitely got lucky there with the goblin's throw and the window I had to get up there. In all honesty, I still maintain it was probably better for me to try and dodge with my goblins behind his line. Because at least that way I would have had 4 goblins potentially there to swarm the ghoul, rather than try for that pickup, but that's something I have to really think on. It was risky, yes, so it was worth trying, but how could I have done that better is what I'm ultimately curious about. And dang it, 2 on the winnings. At least I get a level up on the ghoul, or the troll. Really all I can ask for, because I didn't really use them for bashing. Can you blame me? A strength 3 goblin is better than a 2 die on a troll any day of the week. So I'm going to have a hard time leveling those poor guys up. That's the one thing I'm really curious about. Ballsy play, like I said, but I really feel like I should have not tried picking up and dodge with as many goblins as I could in the back line. I feel like that would have stalled them out a lot more than just one annoying goblin that failed to keep him from picking up the ball after all. Oh, I forgot to ping Bungie Man. I'm sure he's okay with the match, but I'm a little hesitant because I would like to see if I get Devils on the troll, at least for a stream, but that's kind of what everyone would like, is to be able to look over their level ups. Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll save that for my next stream then, the level ups. And we'll leave it here. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I will see you next time.